Hey everybody, welcome and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Movie Bay, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review over the Traitors US Season 4, Episode 3. Keep your enemies closer. But before we get too into it though, I would like for you all to consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. Here on Movie Bay, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content you like, then you are in the right place, especially for reality competition shows, okay? I does reality competitions, okay? Movie Bay / reality competition show back. Boom. So if you like that type of content, hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload, because your girl is very busy. Like the video, hype the video, and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So our last episode left off with a murder in plain sight. An unaliving in plain sight, where our traitors were tasked to find the tarot cards behind a painting in the kitchen, choose and discuss who to choose for elimination, and burn it in the breakfast fire pit. One point that I forgot to mention last episode was how Lisa, well, first off, during the conga line that was ran by Candace, Lisa and Love Island Rob, they were discussing who to eliminate, and because Candace was leading the conga line, she was not involved in that conversation. So they did the do, Rob was able to put the tarot card in the fireplace. However, when they were leaving, Candace was coming in and they walked right past her like nothing happened. I thought that was going to be brought up later, but it has not been. But if I was Candace, I definitely would have been like, y'all, I feel away. I feel away because on the way out, y'all could have told me who. Or on the way out, y'all could have been like, the deed is done. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all could have had some type of conversation, communication prior to meeting in the tour later on in the episode. All right, so that's just my opinion on that. So when people come in and break this, they are suspicious about comedian Ron. Now, they are suspicious about comedian Ron because they said that, oh, he was so quiet and he wasn't vocal at all until last night, and the way he just flipped everybody's vote was so amazing. He orchestrated that, he played us, and I was like, y'all thinking too much into it. He simply stated what he heard, and if you believe it, you believe it. Like, I didn't think that he was just over convincing. He just had his ducks in a row, and when you come to the round table with somebody's name, that's exactly how you need to have it. I'm just saying, if I wasn't a spectator of the show, if I was in the show, and if Ron said, especially if I was in the room with Portia, but if Ron said that, like not once, not twice, but 4 times she has had a slip up, I would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna vote for Portia this round. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the evidence. Nobody had anything else to go off of except for, I just feel like. No, he had the facts. That's why I personally feel like I would have voted with Ron. But everybody is trying to make it like he's just so charismatic. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. All right. So when they come in for breakfast, it is found out that Rob C is the one that was eliminated. And this was the right choice out of everybody who was on there. No tea, no shade. But Monet, Kristen, and Tara, they barely get screen time. They not strategizing. They not on it like that. Rob was not only on Survivor. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if people want or not. I just know that I do subscribe to his podcast because they review competition reality shows as well. So Rob C is like how I would have been in this game. As annoying as it was to watch, because it was annoying to kind of watch somebody literally analyzing the game during the game. That's how I would have been. So if I audition for the civilian season, and if I get on, note that your girl is going to be very analytical. I'm going to be breaking everything down. Everybody's a suspect. Okay, I'm going to be doing exactly what he was doing. But that is exactly why he was ultimately eliminated. The comment at breakfast was made that they are, quote unquote, going after the gamers. And this is when Yam Yam versus Michael continues. I feel like it kind of spearheads as well. So Michael makes the comment that, well, we know traitors can have shields, because we know that Michael is upset about the shield, and he thinks because Yam Yam took the final shield that Yam Yam or Jam Jam, I'm so sorry, that Jam Jam is Jam Jam could be a traitor. So that leads into a whole argument and debacle. And Alan comes in and says, you know what, we are going to have an immediate roundtable right now. Now, I don't know, because like I said, the US season is behind. They do UK first. So if this was done on UK, ignore everything I'm about to say. If it wasn't, I feel like production stepped in with an immediate elimination because Michael and Jam Jam was getting too heated. I feel like the purpose of this immediate roundtable was for the cast to essentially vote, do you want to get Michael out the house? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to restore order? They did the same thing on Love Island, the last one, season 7 with Huda. They did an immediate like vote off the island type of deal because we're going to put it in your hands. If you want her gone, now is your opportunity with this impromptu elimination. But they decided not to. So I personally feel like this is why they had the immediate roundtable. So with that being said, prior to the roundtable, everybody is suspicious about Donna because she just seems like she would be a good traitor. She also is quiet and she doesn't talk game with a lot of people. They are suspicious about Ron because of the Portia misstep that he apparently convinced everybody to vote for Portia and she was a faithful. And then we have Donna pushing Michael's name and she is tying it to Michael is playing dumb about the rules of the game because I think it was in episode 2. He was like, oh, we got to vote tonight type thing. So I can see that. And also he voted for Rob C at the table and Rob C was not, nobody picked up on Rob C. So now Rob C is eliminated and boom. All right. So now it's time to go to the round table. Let's start off with our 3 suspects. Ron makes a statement that, I understand that y'all think that I swayed y'all's vote. However, I was a leftover and I didn't know anything about y'all's group, the consensus, because y'all don't talk to me. The only people I talk to is Donna and somebody else. So that's not on me that I had a different vote from y'all. Okay. I was like, okay, go ahead, Ron. Then we have Donna. So Donna, her statement was, I'm fangirling about a lot of y'all, but I did try to open up more today. And in my head, if I was at the round table, I would think that is suspicious because at first you're quiet and not wanting to talk to anybody. Now that your name is under fire, you want to start talking game. Now you want to start pushing names, i.e. her pushing Michael's name. Now, Jam Jam is spoon feeding her lines because Jam Jam wants Donna to bring up Michael's name and Jam Jam does not want to do it directly. I do feel like, and I'm gonna listen to the podcast whenever Jam Jam comes on and do an interview, whenever somebody from the cast talks about it, I really want to know how heated it was between those two because that will solidify my answers in production. However, Jam Jam was indirectly attacking Michael through Donna as to not have, start a verbal confrontation with Michael. So boom, Donna brings up Michael's name and talks about how he's playing dumb and how he monopolizes conversations, so on and so forth. All right. So then we have Michael. Now, Michael is just saying, I'm a faithful. I'm the best looking faithful. And when I tell y'all, Natalie, when he first started talking, Natalie jumped. I said, this man has these people on edge. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, when he started the I'm so fine, whoop de whoop, Natalie was looking like, boy, shut the hell up. If you're a faithfuling, you know it, clap your hands. I said, Michael, this is what they be talking about. Because unprovoked, Michael is just loud. When provoked, he is on 10 and he does take over the time. We have a limited amount of time at this roundtable. Shut the hell up with your sound bites, your clips, your wanting to go viral. Like, chill, bro. Like, you're eating up precious, valuable time we could be using to catch the traitors. All right. So, however, in Michael's defense, they were really trying to catch him up in something and put words in Michael's mouth that were not true. So Colton, he's getting on my nerves. G, I see what you're talking about. So Colton was like, if you know you're under fire, then why are you saying Jam Jam's name and you're not saying Donna's name when she's the only other one that we're concerned about? Michael's like, I'm not saying her name because I don't think she's a traitor. Like, duh. Well, I think it would be more suspicious to what Donna's doing. I'm under fire, so let me point at the next person who's under fire to get more eyes on him. As opposed to Michael, who just because she's under fire by y'all don't mean I'm suspicious of her. I'm gonna stick with what I feel like in this jam. So Carolina was talking about, you keep throwing out different names, and I'm looking like, whose name is he throwing out? On night 1, he says, statistically speaking, we have 5 housewives and 5 gamers. One of the 5 is going to be a traitor. That's not different names. That's stats, baby. That's facts, honey. And then aside from that, the only name I have heard from, what's that boy name? Michael, was Jam at this round table. So then Colton comes back and he says, well, now you're just going after people who's going after you. I'm going after who I think is a traitor. If I was going after people who I think was going after me, I would vote for Donna. I would vote for Caroline. I would vote for you. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like how they were trying to gang up on Michael because their points weren't valid. Their points weren't valid at all. So with that being said, Ron gets no votes. Jam gets 1 vote from Michael. Michael gets 1 vote. And it didn't come from Jam, even though Jam said you were my number 1 choice, but we got bigger fish to fry. And Donna ends up getting 18 votes, revealing herself to be the secret traitor. Now, when it came down to the secret traitor, I realized I didn't share my thoughts about that, but I did think it would either be Ian or Donna, and I was fingers crossing, hoping for Tiffany or possibly Dorinda. I wasn't hoping for Dorinda, but like, because if you didn't watch my episode 1 anyhow, my initial, like, when the cast dropped, I thought it was going to be Tiffany, Ian, Michael, Dorinda, or Lisa. All right. So because they didn't get hand selected aside from Lisa, I said, well, Ian could make a good secret traitor. Mama Donna could be, and I'm gonna tell you why in just a moment. And I was I would understand if they chose Dorinda, and I was finger crossing that Tiffany, because I need Tiffany in that turret. I really, really want her in that turret. But anyhow, with Donna, Mama Donna being the secret traitor, it makes sense because of who she is, and of course the Swifties. The only way to get her banished without backlash, to get her unalived without backlash, is if she is running the game. So making backlash from the Swifties. So this makes sense for her to be the secret traitor, because she essentially is running the game. So they have to get her out. Does that make sense? When they did her little flashbacks, we found out that she was shortlisting people that were laying low and they wouldn't get banished, which is smart. That's something that I would do as well, Mama Donna. The faithful of the faithfuls, get those people out of here ASAP. I just need a whole bunch of sus people around me. So she had a good strategy when it came to that. And by the way, it made me think, I put a little star in my notes, Jam will need to get unalived, because Jam is proving himself more and more. He's likable, and that he is a faithful, and he is spearheading against Michael, and nobody likes Michael, and he's the one that's willing to go toe to toe with him. So I said Jam's gonna have to get eliminated, but they might keep him around as long as possible because of the him versus Michael beef. You know what I'm saying? But he's not gonna be. They need to look out for him for real. So the challenge of this episode is they had to partner up with somebody, and you don't want to be left out. So after the round table, people are isolating Ron because he was wrong about Portia and he was aligned with Donna. By the way, Ron did vote for Donna at the round table, and if I was in the game, I would think that in particular was sus, because that's your home girl. You know what I'm saying? Maybe people's arguments were convincing to you, or maybe you're just now trying to vote with the majority as to not stick out like a sore thumb. So, you know, just possible thoughts or what have you. But I don't like how people are isolating him. It's giving high school, and I'm the person who I bully the bullies. Like, I hate how they are treating Ron. And matter of fact, I want to talk about this before I move on too far from Mama Donna. I didn't like how they were doing Mama Donna either. When she walked in the room, everybody was like, shh. She was like, I hear the shushes. And just how she was going about herself, like defending herself, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at my mom and I said, Mama, I think Mama Donna might be a faithful. She had me. She had me. I was right there teeter-tottering. Okay. Anyhow, this next challenge is like one of the partners are going to be in the cage and the other partner has to complete a challenge in order to get them out of the cage. If you are left in the cage by the time the time limit goes out, you are shortlisted for elimination. Now, my my top chef, Kristen, she is suspicious about the people that are in the cage because the people in the cage could be traitors because they don't have anything to lose. And I said, that's stupid. That's stupid. If I was a traitor, I'm not getting in the cage, number one. Okay. Number two, I could fumble a challenge and leave whoever my faithful is in the cage. That makes sense? That makes sense because I want people up for elimination. I don't want to take up space from people being eliminated. So I'm just saying that was dumb of you. And I say that because later on in the episode, the traitors talk about she's smart. No, not really. Just because she's quiet doesn't mean she's smart. All right, so all the traitors. Oh, I took a note that all the traitors got their people out of the cages, and only one traitor was in the cage, and that was Lisa. So with that being said, the people who are shortlisted for elimination are Ron, Eric, Kristen, Lisa, and Caroline. Now, on the way back from the challenge, Colton starts running his mouth about Tiffany, and you know we don't like that. Colton, you were already at the bottom of the list. Now you're in the basement of the list, okay? So he's talking about, it was one pair that just stuck out to me. Alan said, choose somebody who you can trust, and Tiffany partners up with Michael. Okay. I think I grazed over this last episode, or maybe it was this episode. It was this episode. Tiffany has been aligning herself with Michael because she thinks he's a traitor. Keep your enemies closer. Tiffany thinks that Michael is a traitor and she wants to be the faithful that he takes to the end because she's the only one that's quote unquote on his side. Okay, so it makes sense. Strategy wise, it makes sense. And also how Tiffany was saying before the round table, she told Michael, I know you think Jam Jam's a traitor, but that means nothing. Okay, what matters is how do you get other people to believe that? You need to change your approach. And I said, and that is why she is the big brother queen. Put him up on game. Okay, it's not about what you believe, it's can you get other people to believe it. All right. So anyways, Colton, shut up. But Colton says because of this, he thinks Tiffany likes control, she likes power, and she enjoys calling the shots, which is or good traits for a traitor. All right. So, after the challenge, I think Colton is trying to pick Tiffany's brain, and Tiffany shares that she is suspicious about Ron because you don't know if he's coming or going. It's like he's hot and cold. And she's also suspicious about Jam Jam because of who has been getting eliminated. She says the gamers are taking out gamers. But this makes Colton think, you know what? You sure right, because you are a gamer and you're taking out the gamers, and now you're trying to blame another gamer. I said, oh my God. Oh my good Lord. So anyhow, let's talk about who the traitors are thinking about eliminating. They're thinking about, well, first off, out of the people that they have for elimination, they say no house, and I'm happy they brought this up because I was thinking about it. No housewives have been murdered thus far, and that takes the edge off of us. I said, no, not really. No, not really. And that's what I was talking about in my last review. It's like the housewives have this type of shield because in previous seasons, 2 seasons prior, because when Phaedra came on, all that was out the window. Did y'all forget about Phaedra? Did you forget about Phaedra? Like the best traitor in America, US, minus Suri. Like, did y'all forget about her? She was a housewife. Everybody's so used, the housewives, they usually get picked off and nobody's picking them off. So that's really good for us. No, because if I was in a house, I would start to get suspicious. Why aren't the housewives getting picked off? Maybe because we have a housewife in control that is protecting them. Hello, speak to me, somebody. Anyways, they said that they eliminate Ron or Eric, it would just cause confusion. So right now, I think that they are leaning more so toward Kristen because they think that she's smart. Okay. Out of the people that are up for elimination, I do think that they are going to get rid of Kristen because I think Ron is a potential shield for them. Eric is kind of like low key, so he's a good option too because he don't really do nothing, and it seems like they're not getting rid of the housewives. So I'm just saying. With that being said, you guys, thank y'all so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. I do apologize for my episode 1 and 2 review. I was kind of like mixing information because I watched them back to back and then tried to do separate reviews. So if I left anything important out, I apologize. If I mixed up the information from 1 and 2, I do apologize about that. I promise going forward, my reviews will be more concise. Okay, I will take notes and try not to go off the dome. All right. Anyhow, thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Oopsie, what did I do? Be sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.